Everybody, this is Magus for Responsible Gaming, doing episode 168 of Magus Designs. Tonight, the episode is called Magi, because I do believe this is the plural of Magus. I don't know for you, I hate when people point that sort of latent conjugation, conjugate latent, but such is life. We're going to make Magi tonight. Magi? Octopi. Magi. So, the first Magus that we're gonna make tonight is based on copy-paste. Are you ready? Where's my... this guy. Boom. Magus of the Nightmare. Scary. Scary business. Potentially it could be 2 and a B. It probably won't be. So check this out. Over here at Gatherer we check for Nightmare. In case you don't know what I'm doing right then and there, you will have another second before I found Recurring Nightmare. Do you know Recurring Nightmare? Sacrifice enchantment for 2 and a black. Sacrifice a creature, return Recurring Nightmare to its owner's hand. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability on any time you could cast a sorcery. So I'm thinking something along those lines. We're gonna copy the text and we're gonna do something similar, but it's gonna be more along the lines of tap, sacrifice a creature. Actually, that's not really sorcery speed. I like the idea of, I don't know why I thought that would do sorcery speed. That's got nothing to do with sorcery speed. It just means that you cannot do it after until you wait at least for a turn. I suppose it's quite a bit broken if you do Recurring Nightmare or instant speed. I suppose. Oh, and this prevents like completely recursive shenanigans. You know, like doing Recurring Nightmare 3 times during a turn, which is a complete bother. Just in case you don't know what Magus are, we're gonna pretend you do. Look them up. They're creature versions of very legendary artifact or enchantment effects. So usually Magi are made so that they fix the brokenness of their predecessor, sort of, or at least make them less powerful. So I do feel like tap might be a good thing here, and it might help us not bump the cost. I think I would still do this. Maybe. Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, we already added a turn so that you can only do it once a turn. So, and it's a creature, so it can be kind of beaten on. Obviously it's gonna be like so much worse than a Recurring Nightmare. I don't know. I'm kind of attracted by the 4 mana cost still, though. Let's have a quick look at what kind of body the Magi have. I hate this word. Magus. So Magus Arena, this is kind of ridiculous. Magus of the Abyss is a 4/3/4/4. Weird. They're not all actual Magus from a previous card, I think, but this is one is. It's a 1/2/1. This one is a 4/4/5. There's a lot of various bodies over here. That's quite interesting. So good to know, I suppose. Oh, so one thing that's interesting is, do we want the Magus of the Nightmare to be able to sacrifice itself for its effect? 3/3/3 over here. See, for cards that are extremely good, but the thing is with the wheel, with Yawgmoth Wheel, no power is lost. Like it's, well, you have to wait for a turn, so I guess that's power loss. But then you get the exact same effect. I guess we do get the same exact effect as well ourselves. So, but what I wanted to say is, yeah, like if you check out the wheel, the original card costs 3, and this costs 3, and also 3 to activate. Granted that it comes on a body. So I wonder if we should solve our brokenness by just doing power cost to, because like if there was a cost here, like even 1 and a black, you would already be at 5 to do your loop, which is way less powerful than the original. How about that? I don't know. It's 1 tap, 1 tap. It's funny how I forget like the most basic of templates sometimes, or always. Sacrifice a creature. So do we want to sacrifice a creature? That would be kind of a broken, because it tells you to sacrifice a creature and then to return himself. People would think you can sacrifice him even though you can't. Then I guess we don't need to say it, they'll have to be explained. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to say sacrifice another creature, I guess. I still kind of feel like you want to say it so that people are not too... I don't even know how that works actually. If you try to pay the cost by doing 2 contradictory actions on the same target, I'm assuming you can't even try to, but it'll make it clearer for other people. So that's it. We got ourselves a recurring nightmare on a stick. I think that's, there is so many, that's, you'll probably end up being a wizard, but that'll depend on the illustration. Yeah, I think it's possible. Like I said, I think there's many different ways. Do you want to nerf it by adding the tap? I'm feeling like yes, but I could be wrong. Actually, it might even put it from... No, I guess it's still kind of powerful. It's not powerful, but a lot of the usage of a recurring nightmare is that you can actually make it do it a lot. Over here, it'll just be for 4 mana once every turn, but you can still do semi-broken things by just recursively killing and reanimating a bunch of things. So I think that's fine. I think you could find standard decks with some weird combo that would potentially still be happy to play such weird creature. And it's usually the Magus are there for callback. They're not really there to be playable in any type of format. They're just there to be like, hey, remember that cool effect? Let's put it on a creature that's less busted than back in the days. Because, oh boy, is Recurring Nightmare busted. It really is. So I'm gonna go straight to a second card. So there was so it's Magus of the, which, because I'm trying to keep the template too. Some cards don't really have a great name to have a Magus of the something. Like I thought of Worship, Magus of the Worship. Sure, it's just Magus of the entire name of the other card, which is kind of weird. And Worship wouldn't really work anyways. But I just thought of something that's very similar to Recurring Nightmare that we could do. It is called Survival of the Fittest, which could be Magus of the Survival or Magus of the Fittest. Probably Magus of the Survival, right? Especially since Magus of the Fittest is like just replacing one word in the name, and it's also kind of weird. Why don't we do a Magus of the Fittest? That seems... Oh, I know what we can do a Magus of the Fittest. That's hilarious. Because that's already a card. Fauna Shaman? 1 green, discard a creature card, search library for creature card. That's hilarious. I forgot. I bet you the comments are like Magus of the survival or something. No? Okay, whatever. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I think I know actually. I really didn't have to think very much at all to find cards that are very powerful enchantments that are potentially quite busted, because I started playing and my favorite set is Urza Saga, so I know a lot of them, and I think the one we're gonna do is this one. Surprise for you. Drum rolls. This guy. Sneak attack. Why wouldn't we do a sneak attack on a stick? A stick attack, as you will. So let's see. Magus of the attack. Why don't you? I'm somewhat stupidly pretty drawn into cards that would be more or less the same color and potentially even activation cost as the existing card. This, on the other hand, exactly a sneak attack with a body for the same cost does not sound reasonable nearly at all whatsoever. So what we could do to really kind of neuter the impact of such a crazy card, because boy, when you pay 1 red and you get a creature for free, be it a huge Eldrazi or Grizzlebrand, it is indeed completely busted. So to mitigate that, why don't we first, I think tapping is not the biggest deal here, but we might still get rid of it. But I think what we can do is just bump the cost and make a big dude. So 5, potentially 6, just, I don't know, that's kind of debatable. What do we say? Yeah, let's just keep it safe and make it just fatty. So a big dude like this, like a 5/5 trampler for 6 that has a sneak attack effect. I wonder. So I wonder if we can get away from the tap. I feel like this is a fine card as it is still, though. It's obviously, like, we can't just go back to saying this is not nearly as powerful as the original. That's granted. But, you know, a large body, arguably fairly disappointing for 6, a 5/5 trampler, but still, it does stuff that has an ability of throw things at your opponent's face. The main problem, I think, with that is that you don't need a sneak attack in a limited deck, for example, for the most part. You need a sneak attack in like a stupid, you know, vintage or legacy deck, or potentially a cube or a commander, something that really is there to draw you a bunch of cards and throw a bunch of huge fatties to your opponent. So, so what, actually? So it's not particularly good in limited, I guess, is what I was going to say. Like in limited, you get a 5/5 trampler, and most likely you won't want to just throw a creature at your opponent's face for 1 red. But in commander, granted that is just cheaper and a duplicate of the sneak attack effect, at least you'll come on a body that you will have something to do with when you run out of cards to just kind of toss. Do we still need the tap? I am kind of still on the fence about this. I assume you don't, because we kind of nerfed it quite a bit already by just making the initial card cost 2 more. I think that makes for a pretty slow down sneak attack, especially since the idea is that you sneak attack is good because you can, you know, pay just a little bit of mana, but that doesn't really matter if you already have 6 on the board potentially. You know, you could just be playing your fatty instead of throwing it at your opponent's face. Can we, if we pay 2 and 2 red, can we have this be a 6/6? I think we can. We're gonna have a 6/5, why don't we? That way we kind of have a middle ground here. Now, do we do something similar with the Magus and Nightmare? Do we attempt to not limit the amount of time you can do this? I don't know. And actually, no. One of the reasons I wanted to do that is because with the Magus, I managed to keep the cost the exact same as the original, and in here I wanted to not have this cost to keep it same as the original, but we already betrayed that with the activation cost bonus. And I don't think we want to just make Magus of the Nightmare. I guess you could. I was gonna say, like, what if I make this guy? I think this would be bad to have like 2 BB, same activation cost. Would it though? I think it would be bad. No, maybe not. Because the thing is with that is, so the Recurring Nightmare, you need to play it several times in the same turn to recur it, to abuse it. Here we made sure that there was 2 black, which means, you know, you need 4 black if you want to do it twice, and if you want to do it 3 times, it's going to be very hard. You're going to need 6 mana of the color black. So maybe that's cool. I really like the idea of not changing the activation cost. So that could be a thing. This could be a thing. Feel free to tell me I'm completely wrong. Oh, Magus being a 6/5. It's a little weird. It's a little bit weird. Let's check out our other Magus, or Magi, and what's the maximum size, because we saw that there was a bunch, but there's a 4/3, there's a 5/5, pretty beefy wizard over here, 4/4 wizard, 2/4 wizard, 2/3 wizard, 3/3 wizard. Those are for the most part not wizard size at all. 4/2 wizard, 2/6 wizard. Oh boy, and they're all whole human wizards, which is funny. Listen, it'll be a huge buffy wizard, and because I said so. That's fun. It's kind of fun. I'll try and find an extremely big dude that seems ready to throw other dudes at third-party dudes. So that was fun. What'd you say? Solid? I don't know if it's balanced, but I think I would do something similar, and then I would playtest the hell out of them and tweak them a little bit and see what can be done. For the most part, I'm aiming those at commander and casual play, really by design. Like, I think most of the Magus are kind of made for nostalgia purpose, so I'm happy enough leaving them there. Simple, fast, efficient, hopefully successful. I will now move on to figure out the flavor and find out some names and illustrations for those beautiful, beautiful cards. And I will post them. Oh yeah, this is an early episode, so I'll post them in 2 days on Wednesday on all the regular outlets. You can find the cards on the blog at actually the old name is bullseye.com, but you go to responsiblegmg.com and find all the links you need. And I'll be posting on Facebook, on YouTube the video very soon, on Twitter, and do check out the Reddit Custom Magic. It's a great custom Reddit. It's a great subreddit about custom Magic design cards. Tell me that you love those cards. Tell me why you hate them, and I will see you next time for episode 168 of Ominous Designs. Thank you very much. See you next time. Play responsibly.